Some people would suggest that Brian Eno invented and popularized ambient music in the 70s, specifically with his airport music series. But many might be surprised to learn that decades earlier, in the early 1900s, Erik Satie created the furniture music, and some historians believe that that's where the first ambient music stemmed from. There was probably someone before Satie that was doing it. So all that really matters is, what is ambient music to you and what is it to me? To me, it is atmospheric, it is spacious, it is contemplative, it lowers my levels of anxiety, it is good for sleeping, for meditating, yoga, and whether it's performed on a guitar or synthesizers doesn't really matter, other than how it makes you feel. So I've talked about the ambient community on Twitch and how there just seems to be this massive explosion in a type of music that I really enjoy and I really appreciate. I prepared a short cue, which I think is very typical of what ambient music means to me. That's the key thing there. Okay, it might be something different to you. Some people have said my music is new age. Keith Kenneth has charted on the new age charts. So you know, there's a broad range and of different styles of ambient music, and not everyone is going to agree on it, other than it almost always has an atmospheric kind of quality that's very spacious without a lot of elements going on. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got a very sparse track, atmospheric track, very, very minimalistic, very Satie, very, spacious. What I think is what it's all about for this kind of a track. So we went with the Noir library again. This time I did something a little bit different with it. So I loaded up the Pure instead of the Felt. And for effects, I wanted to get a little room noise. So this is a little trick that Josh Leake had told me about. With he used to do this with Una Corda, where you can get a bit of a noise kind of floor in there. And then I also have, there's a pianist setting, so that you can get kind of the creaking of the bench and all that kind of stuff. I use it very, very minimally, but for this track, I wanted just to kind of draw you in, to feel like you were just like in the same room as where the piano was being recorded. So that's what we did. Fooled around with the built-in reverb settings, a whole ton of reverb, shifted the color knob all the way over to get a real nice soft sound. So let's just listen to a little bit of the piano. So that sound you're hearing right now, that is the noise floor. You might think, well, it sounds really distracting, but I think it works well with the project. So let's check out the piano. So you can hear those little creaks and cracks. It sounds like, little things, and it's kind of like a fully kind of a sound. So, and then I have 3 versions of Spitfire Audio Neo, because I just think that this Neo especially works so well with ambient type music. So this is from the Neoclassical folder. This is the Unpredictable Lead. It's almost like it has like a detuned kind of a thing to it. So you'll hear what I mean if I play some of it. So let's check it out. Great sound, just kind of like it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the track. And then we have the most inspiring ever, not of 2022, not of the 21st century, most inspiring pad ever. Okay, I sneak it in with some automation. Let's check this out. just slowly starts to sneak in there. Then we got another Neo one, the cassette tape strings. Probably one of my favorite samples ever. I'll just speed it up a little bit here, and let's check it out. So much there, just tons of air. Love that sound. And then we have one instance of the aperture of the stack. We got some scattered soft from the guitars, and I really like this just for kind of adding sort of rhythmic textures. Let's check this one out. Swirls all around there, back and forth, and went pretty heavy on the automation. So just a little tip, if I haven't mentioned this before, or maybe you know this already, but get a really good static mix first with your faders, and make sure you have a good, like, at least 3 decibels of headroom. I never mix with a limiter on. I add it at the end, make sure that I have a good at least -3 dB. And make sure you get that set first before you start to bring stuff down, automate. Otherwise, the mix starts to get a little bit messy. So, and then I just rolled off a little bit of the low in the stack just to kind of clean it up a little bit. So very sparse, very atmospheric. To me, this is a very ambient track. This is what ambient music is all about. Noir, the piano track, once again, was just record, one take, hit record, boom. It's not perfect. The timing's not perfect. But there's something in there, and I like to do that a lot. So let's give it a listen, and then I'm gonna go pop some medication because the Moderna booster is doing me in today. All right, here we go, my friends.